with your company over their particular customer life cycle. So whether that life cycle is once a year and you know that they're going to be buying your product or your service year over year. So for example, if you are a event cleaning service for houses, you know that people typically need event cleaning service either depending on where they are. They typically need it like once per year, depending on how big their house is, or they'll need it like once every 3 years. So if you know that if you're doing event cleaning service for a house and it's $500 per session, and you know that the average homeowner owns their house for 10 years, then you're looking at approximately, they're probably only going to get it cleaned maybe like 4 times in that lifetime, right? And so let's say that then that your customer lifetime value on average is $2,000. So what percentage of that customer lifetime value of $2,000 are you willing to pay up front to get that customer in the first place? That's how much you determine to spend on marketing and advertising to acquire that customer. So typically you could say something like, okay, I'm willing to spend, up to 20% to acquire that customer.
Right. Okay.
So then you know how much you're comfortable spending, right? And so then what you do is you have to kind of set that as your benchmark in your budgeting spreadsheet to say, okay, here's how much we're going to spend. If your average customer lifetime value is $2,000, which is a lot for a service, and it's going to be smaller for a product. So product-based businesses, keep this in mind that the cost that you have to incur in order to acquire a customer is going to be way lower than this. But say you want to spend say, okay, I'm willing to spend up to 10% of this to get that customer in the door. So that would be $200, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, exactly.
You're like, yes, math is too early.
I know, right? Exactly.
Okay. So then you know that you're willing to spend up to $200 for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in your marketing budgets, what you'll want to do is you'll want to look very, very carefully then in your campaigns, like in your Facebook ad campaigns, your Google ad campaigns, any kind of paid advertising that you're doing offline. If you're able to track it and see how many customers come back in, you divide the number of sales by the total amount of how much was spent on that campaign, and then you can see